For what would be the only installment of Contra on the Sega Genesis, Konami definitely made up for lost plastic by cramming overwhelming amounts of over-the-top action and carnage into this one, Contra Hardcore. So this shoot-'em-up classic from 1994 is the follow-up to Contra 3: The Alien Wars, an explosive and fantastic 16-bit debut for the series on the Super Nintendo. Now that one was a big step up for the franchise, without a doubt, and if you thought that one was wild, get ready to have your face melted off with Hardcore. Right from the start of the opening level, this game just radiates some kind of otherworldly, hectic energy that's liable to drive any run-and-gunner into a chaotic frenzy. The music comprises one of the most intense and rockin' soundtracks from the 16-bit era. The backgrounds and character designs are rich with detail and vibrant colors, and the screen is just constantly filled with an onslaught of enemies, bullets, and never-ending explosions. This is beyond cranked to 11. This is like cranked to 11 bajillion. But really, that's just scratching the surface of how hardcore Contra got with this version on the Genesis. Beyond the crazy atmosphere and constant carnage, Konami made some really cool gameplay tweaks as well. First of all, you've got 4 different characters to choose from, with Ray and Sheena as the male and female heroes, along with Fang the werewolf and Brownie the robot joining the Contra squad. Each character can also obtain up to 4 unique weapon power-ups as well, that are switchable at any time. So in total, you've got 16 crazy-ass guns that add a lot of variety to your methods of destruction. Some are definitely more useful than others, but it certainly gives each character their own playing style. All characters can also do a power slide maneuver, and the robot can also hover in midair a bit after jumping, so you've definitely got some much-needed mobility to dodge the unending streams of bullets. And thankfully, Konami's finally ditched the top-down stages in favor of some non-stop side-scrolling action. But the levels are so dynamic and varied, the perspectives and landscapes change in much more exciting fashion. This would also seem to be the first Contra that actually throws in some kind of plot that evolves throughout the game and offers branching pathways between levels based on the choices you make after defeating the boss of a stage. And this will give you up to 5 different possible endings, including one that ends in an epic showdown with one of the Belmonts from Castlevania. So differing from past games, instead of just taking on some mysterious horde of aliens, in Contra Hardcore, there's a pretty cool story that unfolds as you go after the alien war hero gone mad, Colonel Bahamut, who you might recognize now as one of the protagonists from the recent Hardcore Uprising, a modern prequel to this game. And while this installment might not seem as polished as its predecessor on the Super Nintendo, this raw, edgy, and hyperkinetic style is a perfect fit for Sega's console, and the gameplay enhancements and depth and level design put Hardcore near the top of the Contra heap, without a doubt. Timid gamers might be put off by the brutally challenging learning curve, but the real shmup fiends out there can dig right into this one and wallow in all its carnage-filled splendor.